were literally ambushed. We were ambushed by two criminal illegals that have absolutely no remorse for human life.
34-year-old Gustavo Tijerina Sandoval could face the death penalty for the death of Javier Vega Jr. The victim was shot and killed during a family fishing trip.
They don't understand what it is to be loved and to love somebody as much as we love our son. People that are coming here illegally, and we have all these politicians that are defending them and protecting them because according to them, they're not criminals. Had our immigration laws been enforced, my son would be here and my grandchildren would have their dad, and they would never have witnessed what happened that day. I live in deep South Texas, maybe 7 miles from the Rio Grande River. My family, small and faithful family, believe in God and believe in obeying our laws. I have been married 48 years, going on 49. My husband Javier and I have 2 sons, Javier Harvey Vega Jr. and Jordi Vega. We were raised Catholic, so we continued to attend Catholic church. My boys were also raised Catholic. They were ushers. They did collection. Harvey is no longer with us, but Harvey, he did join the Marine Corps 5 months after graduating from high school, and then he did his 4 years in the military. When he left the military, he still had a love for law enforcement. He kept seeing the Border Patrol coming in with illegals that were needing medical attention. He came to me and talked to me about maybe joining the Border Patrol. And of course, we gave him our blessing. And Harvey had joined the Border Patrol, I believe, in 2006, until the day he was taken from us by the illegals. It was August the 3rd of 2014, and he had reached out to me and said that he wanted to bring the family down. They were getting ready for hunting season. Hunting season in Texas is a big thing, so is fishing. We settled into our favorite spot. The boys cast their rods and reels, and my daughter-in-law and I were sitting. Harvey and his dad, Javier, were both further from us because everybody picked a spot to cast their fishing rods. And we were actually ambushed by 2 illegals that were driving a stolen vehicle and had stolen guns with them. And by ambush, I mean they jumped out of their stolen vehicle shooting at us. They didn't even give us a chance to surrender either of the 4-wheel drive vehicles that we had, which is what they were there to take. Had they given us a chance, my son would be here. So when I heard the screaming and the shooting, I fell back from where I was sitting and I struggled to get up, but I couldn't get my footing. So instead, I crawled to my son and I saw that he was shot in the chest. And so I picked up the AR and I started shooting back at the illegals. And my husband, who had his weapon on him, did the same thing. He started firing back. To this day, I know that if we had not shot back, they would have killed everybody there so that there wouldn't be any witnesses, because they knew we had children there, and that didn't stop them. As a mother, we're not supposed to outlive our children, and obviously I have done that. And it's something really hard to live with. On top of that, there's survivor's guilt. There's always the thought in your head, like, what could I have done different to have prevented this from happening? But there's nothing that I could have changed. We were literally ambushed. We were ambushed by 2 criminal illegals that have absolutely no remorse for human life. They don't understand what it is to be loved and to love somebody as much as we love our son. Then for me, there's the flashbacks. As long as I'm awake, I have to stay busy, because the minute my mind is idle, the flashbacks start playing out. And it's the same thing when you go to bed. The minute your head hits that pillow with nothing to do, with nothing to read or distract yourself from it, they start playing back. And it's every day. And I imagine this is what it's gonna be like for the rest of my life. The day that Harvey was killed by the illegals is the day that I realized how bad it is here. It shouldn't have happened. And at the time Obama was in office, and I truly, truly feel strongly about this. I think he failed me, he failed Harvey, he failed our family, our nation, and our community. Both illegals had a long list of crimes that they had committed. Both of them had served time in jail, had been fined $10 to get out, had been deported and ordered to be deported again, self-deport, which they weren't doing. I believe we were almost at 5 years and we still hadn't gone to trial with the first one. But we finally did. Gustavo Tijerina Sandoval received the death penalty. It's almost 11 years already, and he's still around. It's just crazy, the stuff that they try to use as defense for him, and there's no changing what he did. We all saw him. We all know who killed my son. We all know who shot at my husband, who shot at me, my daughter-in-law, the babies. We all saw him. After the trial, I had a reporter say, "So now that you have justice," and I'm like, what? This is not justice. He's going to jail. He received the death penalty, but this is not justice for my son. I can't have my son back. I can't. And then the other illegal, he received 50 years in prison, and I believe in 2035 he is supposed to go before the parole board. But we're all gonna be there. We're all gonna be there because he does not deserve to get out. Both illegals are still in prison, and they're both in Texas prisons. I don't think our tax dollars should be paying for illegals after they've committed the crimes that they have. And in particular with these two, because they took a life. And here we are footing their bill. We're housing them, we're feeding them, we're providing medical help. They're doing fine in there. Oh, my son's not here. Compassion is making sure that the laws are obeyed when they're coming here. It makes me angry. I was not born here. I am the daughter of an American dad and a Mexican mom. My dad did not smuggle us. He taught us that we were gonna have to work hard and not depend on anybody, not ask for help. He taught us that we just needed to have faith in God and just be law-abiding citizens. And he didn't demand that the government take care of us, and he waited his turn. We all waited our turn, my mom and my two older siblings and myself, to come here, which we're very proud of, because this is America. This is the country that everybody wants to be in. I see a lot of politicians doing their work. I see a lot of them representing us Americans. It's the ones that are not representing us, that are so dead set on letting all these illegals come in. It's heartbreaking, and it makes me angry, because they took an oath to uphold the Constitution, and they are supposed to be working for we the people. But it seems like they're not working for us Americans. There's people that are coming here illegally, and we have all these politicians that are defending them and protecting them because according to them, they're not criminals. But what I don't understand is how can they not think that they are criminals if the first crime that they committed was breaking our immigration laws? What would justice for Harvey be like? That someday both sides of the aisle do the right thing. And that's both Republicans and Democrats. It doesn't matter which side of the aisle you're on, you have a job to do. And I wish that every politician would think of Americans and the consequences of losing our loved ones because we're letting just anybody in unvetted. Of course, we would very much love to have our son here, but he's not. So moving forward, we need to just have the right people in office, the ones that listen to us and the ones that are willing to not cater to all these people that are demanding crazy things. Here we are almost 11 years later, and the community, his co-workers, his school friends, relatives, they all want to do something to honor him, and everybody still wants to keep his memory alive and his legacy. The checkpoint in Sarita, it was renamed the Javier Vega Jr. checkpoint. After him, we've had scholarships given out in his name. We had a street named after him, and it wasn't our doing. It was just the chief of police from the La Feria Police Department. One of his classmates donated a brick in his honor at the Veterans Memorial there in La Feria as well. The support that we've received from everyone, family, the community, even some of our senators back in Texas, has been amazing. Border Patrol, for example, they call us on holidays, they call us on anniversaries, birthdays. They have not left our side, and they're always ready to jump and help us with whatever we need. If the need for help would rise, and it makes me feel good that he was so loved, because that's the type of man he was. Always wanted to provide for his family, always wanted to do good by everybody. He just had an amazing love for his country and law enforcement. He was very intelligent. He was loved by so many. Even to this day, I still have people reaching out to me and telling me stories of how Harvey changed their lives. I'm not here for the fame. This is not something I want to do, but as an angel mom, I don't want anybody else to suffer the loss that we've suffered and to live with the pain for the rest of their lives. I think Harvey would probably just smile at me the way he used to, but at the same time, he would be very proud that I would speak up, because he always used to tell me, "You're so smart, it's scary." He would support me. He would definitely be proud of me, and without even saying any words, he would just give me a hug. And I knew what he meant with that hug. Before the Biden administration, we had President Trump's full support. He had implemented so many things that were good for our nation. And as angel families, he had even given us a voice. We didn't lose our voice during Biden's presidency, but it almost felt like we were shut down. So when President Trump got elected, we were really happy, and now we see all the good things that he has done, and just he's working for we the people, not for the illegals. So more power to America. The angel moms, they're all in the same boat as I am. And it's like every time we get together, it's like we're on a mission. We don't want this to happen to anybody else. We support each other and we like lift up each other. You know, we're not gonna stop. We're not gonna go away. And we're happy that more Americans are seeing what is happening at the border. And as painful as it is to get our story out there, we're gonna continue doing it and we're not gonna stop.